So many crazy headlines today. The news just feels upside down. For people who love space exploration and travel, it's a big deal. America is returning to space. I've got a friend, Mark Davis in Dallas, who is so excited and nervous and anxious. I call him Space Boy. My Space Boy friend is so just ecstatic over the scheduled launch today. You know, it's funny, moving to Florida, I'm 2.5 hours away from what is supposed to be a good area to view the launch. And this is a big deal. This is a test flight. These two astronauts, Doug Hurley and Bob Benkin, are scheduled to launch today, 4:33 Eastern Time, aboard SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule. It's the first time since 2011 that astronauts are lifting off from American soil on American-made rockets and spacecraft. And that's what I love about this so much. It's all American-made. And NASA is saying that this long-anticipated launch could bring in a new era of human spaceflight. To people who are excited, again, back to Florida, I'm 2.5 hours away from Titusville, but it's all so weird with the coronavirus pandemic. I don't know where to go to watch it. And my friends are telling me, Mark told me, if you go to Titusville, you are going to be elbow to elbow in a crowd full of people I've never seen a launch before. It's so cool, the idea of being able to drive and see it and hear it and experience it. I think that's a bucket list kind of a thing. But I don't know where to go, and the weather is a little bit up in the air. It's still, I don't think that they've confirmed the launch yet, but there was a chance of showers in the area where this is going to be launched. So I don't know. I mean, I think I'm going to have to be content to stay at home and watch it on TV. I'm a little nervous about driving 2.5 hours, not knowing where to park, not knowing where to watch it. You know, the Kennedy Space Center normally has viewing areas. All of that is closed down. All of it is shut. But they're scheduled to launch from the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral. It's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. So Godspeed and prayers for the safety and the success of this mission. Other headlines: the Michigan governor, Gretchen Whitmer, who has been mentioned as a possible vice presidential running mate for Joe Biden, acknowledged yesterday that her husband did drop her name when he requested to get their boat in the water ahead of Memorial Day weekend, but she claimed he was just kidding. It was just his effort, his failed attempt at humor. She can't like this very much. Apparently, he's trying to get the boat in the water. I mean, here's the Michigan governor, who is as harsh and as draconian as any governor in America. Michiganders are livid at this lady. I mean, I hear from people in Michigan every day who cannot believe this governor and she's extended the stay-at-home order 5 times. And here's what she said when it was revealed that her husband, while she's telling everybody else to stay home, she's trying to get out on the boat with her hubby, and he's trying to get them to put the boat in the water at the marina, and the boat people were like, sorry, we can't get it in time. He apparently says, don't you know who I am? My wife is the governor of Michigan. Does that help? Well, he got busted for that. She claimed he was only kidding.
My husband made a failed attempt at humor last week when checking in with the small business that helps with our boat and dock up north. Knowing it wouldn't make a difference, he jokingly asked if being married to me might move him up in the queue. Obviously, with the motorized boating prohibition in our early days of COVID-19, he thought it might get a laugh. It didn't. And to be honest, I wasn't laughing either when it was relayed to me.
What a dolt. She is such a clown. I mean, I'm not kidding you. He was trying to be funny. He was trying to get a laugh. Get the boat in the water. By the way, my wife is Gretchen Whitmer. Listen, the way she's carried on in that state, I don't know that I'd be bragging about her. I don't know that I'd name drop her ever. And of course, in New York, you got Governor Cuomo trying to deflect over the disastrous mandate that New York put out that nursing homes have to accept COVID-19 infected patients, which has led to, of course, thousands of nursing home deaths in New York. So Cuomo, Mr. Wonderful, according to the news media, not so wonderful to the family of nursing home patients or residents who died because of this horrific mandate that Cuomo's office put out. Now, here's the governor yesterday. Some good news, and I love sharing good news with you. I love talking about things other than the gloom, the doom, the misery that everybody sort of feels a sense of. Here was Governor Cuomo on cases. This was many people called it the epicenter, the worst place in America for coronavirus. It's still not this. People are telling me now the streets are empty. It still looks terrible in most places. But here's Governor Cuomo with some good news about New York's dealing with coronavirus.
Number of new COVID cases down to the lowest level since this ever started, just about 200. Amen. Number of lives lost, 73. That's the lowest level that we have seen since this started. So again, in this absurd new reality, that is good news. Any other time and place, when we lose 73 New Yorkers, it's tragic. It's tragic now, but relative to where we've been, we're on the other side of the curve, and that is the lowest number that we've had. So we thank all the healthcare staff once again, doctors, nurses who have been doing a fantastic job.
There's a very touching thing that happens every evening in New York when they have a shift change at many of New York's hospitals. People lean out their apartment windows and cheer and bang pots and pans and even sing and salute these hospital workers, these healthcare workers. I still can't really get my brain around how brave so many people have been throughout this entire pandemic. You know, people that, like police officers or firefighters or soldiers, they go to the into the battlefield. They go to the problem spot. They don't run away from it. Of course, probably best captured the image of firefighters going into the Twin Towers on 9/11, not running away from it. And we will be forever indebted to them. There's no cliche about that. These are heroic people. I saw a story last night on ABC, I think it was, where there was a whole team of nursing home workers who were, in an effort to keep coronavirus out. I'm going to get emotional telling you this story. I didn't want to talk about it because I cried like a baby when I saw the story last night. And these were young people. These are people of all walks of life. There were like 30 of them. And they were all employees of this. It was either a long-term care facility or a nursing home. And they were so worried about keeping coronavirus out to protect the nursing home patients, they moved into the nursing home. And they were there for like 60 days. And all of these people, men, women, you know, younger people, older people, all of the workers lived in the facility for like 60 plus days because they wanted so desperately to keep their residents, their patients, the people in their charge safe. And not one single patient at that facility got the virus. And they finally emerged, I think it was this week. Diane Sawyer was reporting on it, and it was just beautiful watching these wonderful, strong, courageous nursing home employees emerging from the facility after with their suitcases. I mean, they turned their offices and the room, they lived there, never wanting to come and go because they didn't want to bring the virus into the vulnerable patients and residents of the nursing home. I mean, President Trump is right. He's calling out Cuomo and Whitmer and the Pennsylvania health commissioner for this death sentence that they imposed upon numerous nursing home residents by the mandate saying you must take sick patients with COVID into the nursing homes. President Trump addressed it yesterday at the White House.
We're using every tool at our disposal to protect our nursing
Number
homes
three,
from
here's President Trump.
outbreaks. You saw the disaster of how badly some of the governors handled nursing homes. It's a disgrace what they've done. What some of the governors have done is a disgrace.
Well, I don't know how you could argue with that. 1-800-655-MIKE. Welcome in. It's the Mike Gallagher Show on a busy, busy Wednesday in the ReliefFactor.com studios. 800-655-MIKE. Press 1 to come on air with us. Press 2 to leave a voicemail message. And always text us your comments if you'd like at 800-655-6453. Welcome in. A lot of breaking news today. Joe Biden, incidentally, lashing out at the president, calling him a fool because the president sort of poked fun at Joe and Jill Biden for wearing a mask outside this week. Oh, we're doing our best to keep up with it. You and me, together, fighting the good fight.